follow me to this episode's tool, which is the Follow Me tool. So, what are we going to be learning in this episode? Well, first off, we're going to learn a new tool called a Follow Me tool, and obviously how to use that tool and what it's used for in SketchUp. It can do a lot of different things, and obviously this can do detail work, but it can also do lathe work and things along those lines that might come in handy later on when you are creating your piece of furniture that you may want to end up making. So, getting into this, the Follow Me tool is located in the Push-Pull Tools section here. So if I click on Push-Pull tool, it gives me the Push-Pull tool, gives me the Offset tool, and then it gives me the Follow Me tool. And what's neat about the Follow Me tool is it needs two things in order to work. First, it needs a shape, and it needs a path. So in this example, we have our shape, which is kind of just this random thing that has been drawn. Okay, so I'll left click on it once, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow it along a path. And as I'm following it along the path, you'll notice that the path is turning red, and the shape is following me along that path, hence why it's called a Follow Me tool. And I'll click a second time to end it, and then it essentially extrudes that shape through that entire path to create our lovely little shape. So that's the Follow Me tool in a nutshell in regards to how to use it. So let's go ahead and use it in a way that is a little bit more practical, and we'll show you some shortcuts along the way to save you some time. So here I got my door, and like we did last episode, we're going to come in here with the Offset tool, and we are going to make our fancy door frame. So get that in with the Offset tool, and that did not select what I wanted it to. Let's try that again. Okay, Offset tool, there we go. So I'm just going to come in, I'm just going to make a bunch of just random things, and there we go. Okay, unselect that, we'll get into our push-pull. And again, I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Okay, so we have our door, or at least our door frame. Alright, now I want to add some characteristics to this, so I'm going to come down here, orientate my, or orbit around, and I'm just going to get my line tool, and you know what, we're just going to make a square here, a rectangle, and I'm going to zoom in to get things to be able to easier see, get an arc tool out. No, you know what, before I do that, let's do this. That looks about right. Okay. Arc tool, and we're going to come in here, we're going to make some tangent points like that, and that. Oh, there we go. Okay, get my eraser tool out. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I just drew my shape, which is going to be some trim piece that I'm going to have. Okay. Now, previously, what we did with the Follow Me tool was we came in, selected the shape first, and then we followed it around the path. Okay, and that can be kind of tricky to do sometimes because it might not always want you to follow that path. Alright, in this case it worked out pretty good. But let me go ahead and undo that. Let me show you a shortcut that I usually always do. So I'm going to actually come in and pre-select my path before I select my shape. Pre-selecting in SketchUp seems to always be the better option. So as you can see here, I've got my path that I want this to go on. Now I'll come in here with the Follow Me tool. Even though the lines disappeared, SketchUp remembers, and now I just have to click once on the path, or excuse me, the shape, and it follows or extrudes along that previously selected path. So now I got a really cool fancy door trim that I was able to manipulate. And I could come in here and I could do that again. I could even come in here and make some crown molding. So again, I'm going to rotate, orbit around. Sometimes it's always easier to just draw a really basic shape first, like a square. Okay, and then what we can end up doing is, at that point, just kind of playing around, right? Be creative. There really isn't anything wrong way of doing this. In that, it's just my creativity with the object. Okay, and you know what? Let's go ahead and do that as well. I'll start erasing my stuff now here. There we go. Okay, and again, instead of using the follow me tool to first select the shape and then moving it around the path, I'm going to come in here, select that entire edge, just double clicked on the surface, which selected the bounding edge, and then deselected the surface. Okay, so that's my path. And then again, coming in here with my follow me tool, all I have to do is click on this, and bam, I've got my crown molding in my house along those lines. So really quick way to kind of make things cool. Other ways we can create a lathe effect. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and just kind of show you here. I'm just going to draw a circle because a lathe is circular cutting, right? And then again, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to create a very generic shape to begin with. Usually a rectangle is kind of ideal for what we're going to use it for. Again, I'm paying attention to my inference lines, and as I do this, I can now more easily come in and, you know what, let's try to make a silhouette for kind of a cup thing. Alright, and we got that. That looks good. Come down here like so. And let's get that arc tool out again. Okay, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. There we go. This is not going to be the greatest thing I've ever drawn, but you know what? This is demonstration purposes. You might have a little bit more time to do this, so I would encourage you to do that. So in this case, my shape looks like this. My path is going to be the outer edge of this circle. So you know what? I'm just going to delete that. Again, I can just use the follow me tool, select this shape, and then again just kind of rotate it around following that path, and then bam, I have my cup. So essentially that's lathing out a tool, or excuse me, lathing out a part. If I wanted to make a leg for a piece of furniture, again, all I'd have to do, circle. Again, I would probably want to have that circle have as many sides as possible without really loading my computer down too much. Get a rectangle tool. Alright, and we're going to do a nice tall chair leg, and I can come in here like so, and we're going to go like this. Actually, you know what? We're doing a profile of this. So we're going to go like that. And again, I can come in here and I can make some fancy cuts. I can add some arcs to this thing. And again, I can erase this stuff once I have my object drawn out. And then again, either way you can do this. I select the path, so I'm going to just delete the center of that circle. There's my path pre-selected. Now I can use my follow me tool and I just have to click once. I don't have to actually click and hold around that path. It just kind of does it for me. So there we go. There's a plumb bob. All right. So get out there, create a shape, have it follow along a path. Usually it's best done on like a house, quote unquote, first to kind of get your feet wet in terms of playing with it. See if you can actually go in with a lathe and create a shape and lay that stuff out. Lay that out, not lay it out. And see what you come up with. Again, be creative. And let's see how we can use this in our piece of furniture when we go to make that. So anyways, hope you had fun with that, and hopefully that kind of gets you a little excited for what the possibilities are in SketchUp. And we'll catch you guys on our next episode, which is going to end up being our final assessment for our advanced lessons, which is going to be an advanced chair. So it's a little bit more fancy than our basic one. But we'll catch you guys on the next episode.